Start with the pledge.
United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, welcome everybody to the work session, Southampton Town Trustees, Monday, February 10th, 2025, 9:30 a.m. Nice to see everybody. Scott Horowitz, president. I am here. Ed Warner is absent today. Our secretary treasurer is not here. Richard Marin.
Here.
Joe McLaughlin. Here. Matthew Parsons.
Here.
Okay, we have a quorum, so we can get right down to business. I see we have some discussions here. Trustee Parsons, Shore Road, Remsenburg. Discussion?
Right, I took a ride down there yesterday. Timmy had told me about it last week. It's continuing to erode the road bed away into rubble, which is on the shoreline. Now big sections of the asphalt are starting to get wavy. They're going to continue to break up and fall. And Timmy and myself were wondering if there's anything we can do in the meantime to kind of slow the erosion of that road bed. Timmy has been told by Highway that everything south of the road ending, that metal barrier, is ours. It's all understand in that picture there, but it's just going to be this constant, process of having these asphalt pieces break off and have to get cleaned up. We had talked about having it be part of our regular routine, clean up for these guys every couple months, but it seems like it's turned into a monthly or bi-monthly thing now, and we're wondering if there's any sort of, what if we can put anything in front of the asphalt that would essentially protect it, so it wouldn't become this constant maintenance task.
Let's all take a look at that
Yeah.
and see if there's something that can be done. Don't have an answer for you sitting here looking at it, but we'll have to go take a look at that
Right.
and make a couple of calls and some inquiry about what we can do. Maybe
I was thinking kind of the same thing we use at the end of the ramps, those precasted,
well,
like a couple layers of that, but
I-
then you gotta remove all kinds of black
Yeah,
stuff underneath, a mess.
I don't think it's a good idea to just shoot from the hip on something like this. I think it makes more sense to take a look at it and see, what holistic type of a project we could do. I think it's better to let's just take a look at it before we, get off in all these directions, and see.
Yeah.
Especially, based on what I know about other projects that need to all work, kind of, synchronize with each other, so that they're successful. Let's take a hard look at it that way.
It's just going to be burning up Timmy and the guys. It's more than twice a year. It's going to be like a regular, event where they got to go down there with a machine and clean up. So maybe, let's talk about it some more.
Yeah.
And, is that the sort of thing? Would we talk to a consultant about that?
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's take a look and see exactly what is going on first. Let's get our eyeballs down there, more of the board. Eddie's not here, and let's kind of see, if there's some other type of project that we can do.
Right.
It's a smarter thing to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Let's jump into general permit applications for determination. The first one that I have is, I see Susanna's here, and consultants. Red Creek Equities, 14 Duckwood. Good morning. So you want to construct the dock, 4x7 ramp, 4x145 catwalk, 4x15 ramp, to a 6x20 float, two 8-inch diameter piles, and you want to support the catwalk with 4x4 posts using open grate decking, compliant material.
There was a dock approved here for the previous owner, Paez, back in 2017. This one's a little bit shorter because we've moved it over a little bit. It's about the same as the other docks in the area. The one to the west is longer, so it's a little bit farther. But here we're getting to just enough water under the float. So I've tried to keep it as short as possible while getting to that 2.5 feet of water at a time.
Okay, I'll check. You wanna look? James, you got other stuff to put up with. James, any commentary from the environmental analyst here?
Looks good.
Meeting Blue Book?
Yep.
We're okay with property lines and
As you can see, the property line kind of goes across, but they are 10 feet off the property line,
Yeah.
according to your blue book, so.
It's unfortunate the property line takes a little 45-degree angle
See that.
turn. Otherwise, we would have kept
gone
it,
the other way.
put it over a little bit more, but yeah.
So how are you with the other regulatory authorities?
We haven't heard back yet from the other agencies. The DEC permit from the previous owner is still good, so that one's just a modification, so we don't imagine there'll be a problem. But you
It
guys,
was the same footprint on the previous owner's application.
what's that?
It was the same footprint as the previous owner's application.
It's over a little bit to the east, and it is shorter by about 20 feet.
I think we should just wait until you get signed off on the other ones before we go forward, yeah.
I mean,
You guys got to this application pretty quickly. We
Yeah,
just
we're
submitted
trying
the
to
end of
clear
June.
the decks.
Yeah.
But
just
Trying to make
submitted
our
it.
office staff
Yeah, we
kinda,
could do,
like,
we,
slow
yeah,
down stuff.
yeah, no, it gets put on for conversation so the board can look at it, you know, to
It's-
try and get you some indications faster than
Not complaining.
slower.
I'm not complaining at
You
all.
know.
It's great.
Some of them, you know, sometimes it gets hung up because, you know, okay, that's why I asked where you at with the other regulatory folks. And you end up with modifications and, you know, everybody's
I mean,
back.
it might make sense to wait before
Well,
having stamp plans to.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
Just get the
that's
DEC
what-
sign off and, yeah.
Right, that's what we were getting at. At least you get the comments
Right.
from this board because
Right.
what you're spending all this money on stamp plans, it makes more sense to wait and kind of know where the sense is.
Yeah,
So
that way
gen-
you don't have to modify your permit.
But generally, it gives the trustees the opportunity to, you know, give you their thoughts. Anybody have anything to add to this?
Pretty good, yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
Matt?
all right, so I will let you know as soon as I get the DEC permit and,
Yeah, we'll just put it on work again and just nail it home.
okay, sounds good.
All right, so those are mine, right?
That's you.
Yeah, did you have my pictures?
Oh shit! Did I do a mix up? Oh god.
That's okay, I got you. I got you, don't worry. I got you, buddy. That one too. I got you. Yeah, we'll keep everything nice and simple. I got you, I got you.
Oh, you pulling her
Do you
hair
have
out?
anything else here?
Yeah, the next one, I believe on the agenda, East Hyannis Boat Basin Partners.
Oh, Eddie, right?
No, that's me.
This is actually Rob's project, but he's out of town this morning, so
Okay.
I'm pitch hitting.
Okay.
This also was previously approved. You approved it in,
We-
2009.
Yeah, we just need
It's
to,
renewed,
okay. Yeah, it's dredging,
yes.
right? We're good with dredging. I think do we get an updated cover sheet?
Just need to remove the 10-year maintenance, is
Yeah.
that what you're asking?
I don't have that because this one I can't approve. So I need an updated cover sheet because I don't know if I have an updated cover sheet. I need
Did you
updated cover
submit
sheet.
or no?
Not that I know of. What needs to be updated?
You got to get rid of this 10-year maintenance, dredge with 10-year maintenance.
So,
We don't do that. Just,
so every year they'll renew the permit?
yeah, we don't have, our permits are,
I think they
not-
just copied that from the.
yeah, but we had an issue with that one. So we got to make sure we don't make the same issue. And council can correct me if I'm wrong, but we got one offer and then 4 renewals, right, on these things. Not one thing for 10 years. That doesn't
Okay.
exist in our
Okay,
blue book,
okay,
right? So you'd have to amend this cover sheet,
Yeah.
eliminating that as the dredge project for what it is that you're requesting, and then just monitor, you know, where you're at and what you need.
okay.
So you just got to clear up the paperwork so that there's no
We can
no
email that
confusion.
to you. I mean.
Yeah, that's good.
So we could advance this, in my opinion, pending receipt of the updated cover sheet to avoid any confusion.
Okay, yeah, we can get that to you this afternoon.
Perfect.
probably. Kim will do
Is
that.
everybody good with that?
Yeah, they have a very narrow window
Good
to
with
do
that?
the dredging.
I get that, which is why, we put it on there, but
Okay.
we don't want to create confusion, because then it's, oh, no, you said that.
10
No, he
years,
didn't
yeah.
say that, you know
All
what I
right.
mean? We don't have a provision for that, you know what I mean?
Okay, understood. We'll revise that and get that back to
Is
you
it-
today.
Okay, so we'll advance it pending receipt of this. If anything else, nothing else?
Well, I'm also here assisting Michael Gibbik, which is later in the agenda.
Um,
I don't know if you want to do that now or.
Which one's this?
29 Water's Edge.
That would be me.
I don't know if you want to skip around.
Yeah.
yeah, well, let's
I
just
have no
do
problem.
that now while you're sitting there. What is,
That's fine.
Where is
you're
it?
not listed on there,
No, I've just been hired to help him out.
so you have paperwork? Yeah, are you, and she's representing you?
Well, yes, over the weekend. I literally
You hired her, so now, okay.
Yeah,
You
and I
got
have,
you.
Yeah.
Sorry, 'cause I didn't.
Hi.
How are you? I'm Michael Quebec. Sorry. I just-
Is this the one that's been tangled up for a long time waiting on Marty?
No, that's 49.
no, Marty's not involved in this one, we hope.
So, please, go ahead.
Yeah, so this is a dock that was, there's been some form of dock there for a long time. At
Without a
least
permit.
it was extended by the previous owner, reconstructed. You can see from the photo that it is obviously newly reconstructed.
Mhm.
And
Did you
non-
foil for what was actually there originally?
I can speak to. When I bought the house, in 2019. Essentially, the way it looks now, we cleaned it up. It was a estate situation. Gentleman since passed away, I learned, but we bought the home. The dock looked essentially the way it does now. It looked dirty. We kind of.
So did you put this? This was as
Yeah.
is now when you bought the house. right?
Yeah. It looked worse condition because I had to go clean the poop everywhere and stuff I had to clean up, unfortunately. But it looked essentially the way it does now, and it never came up with me because I got a local attorney to go and represent me in the purchase of the home in 2019. The only thing that really kind of came up was that there's a fourth bedroom in the basement, and he went through a foiled DOB, figured out we know that's actually that's fine, but this never came up. So I got the home, we bought it with the idea that we're going to rent it out because otherwise we couldn't afford it. And I applied for a permit right away with court enforcement. Applied with them there, gave them all the information, including a survey that shows the dock is there. No issue, never came up. They said it's fine. They gave me a permit for 2 years.
this is a rental permit.
Yeah, rental permit.
Yeah, which got
Yeah.
nothing to do with us, right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. You would
Except-
think. You would think.
That what's happening now is the code enforcement who deals with the rental permits is holding up the rental because of the dock.
So I'm here.
He submitted the application, I think, in November.
As soon as I found out, I submitted the
So-
application.
Well, you're gonna have to foil for what was
Previously
actually permitted by the
Yeah.
trustees.
James, is there any permits from you that you can
Well, those-
on our system?
I can't look that up right
Yeah,
now.
whether it's existing or what, even if it's on the survey. it
You haven't
doesn't
done that
matter.
yet, obviously, because you just got
Correct.
on the
So-
scene.
Just gotta throw it
So
under
he's
the fire.
foiled the building department files, but he hasn't foiled.
Right, so, okay, so now,
So that's my first step.
plus I'm seeing a jet ski float here too,
Right.
so
That'll
obviously
have
that,
to be applied for
Right.
separately.
And removed
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Okay.
The jet
No,
ski float's gotta go until, because that's illegal.
You
The
can
whole
apply,
dock's illegal.
you can
until-
apply for a permit for it, but just
All right, so-
remove it before you do
so,
it.
okay, so here's where we're at with this one.
Right.
Right, so you just got hired over the weekend, you got a lot of homework to do.
Yeah.
So obviously, we're going nowhere here today, we're going on hold, and then you gotta get all your work done, come back to the board, and then we'll have to figure this out then. It's probably the smartest thing to do. We're not gonna really
Do
be
you
able.
want to keep it as? I mean, do you want to keep it as is? Or what do you?
Well,
Yeah,
The problem that I
Yeah.
see is unless we can find permits for what's there now, If you look on the application, there's actually 2 floats. One's 10 by 10.
Yeah, that's the big problem. That's my biggest issue is
Right.
2 floats. So
Right.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
then you have, I think, an 8 by 10.
Well, I went out this weekend. Actually, on your suggestion too. Literally on Saturday, low tide. I went out there. 2 things. I went back because I had my neighbor measure the big float is about 20 and a half foot wide. So it's 20 feet 6 inches long and 6 feet wide. I mean that's what my tape measure. Yeah, so that's the long one. I measured that one myself because my neighbor I think measures the cross section before.
Okay. So
But
what
what we're
application?
getting at is we can't, sorry, Scott.
Yeah.
No, just what application, what are we asking for here? What is that?
they want to I guess legalize it.
Right.
Like, if I don't-
Okay, all right, so,
It can't be legalized as is, it's
Exactly.
not within Blue Book.
all right, so let's,
That's my yeah.
all right, hang on a second here. Just let me read this for a second. All right, you know what we need to do? Let's, in the interest of saving you time and whatever, put it on hold. Do all your homework that you need to do, and then get together a plan that's gonna be at least something we can work
And
on.
get the jet ski float out of
And
there.
that's a separate issue.
Because right
Yeah.
now it's not compliant at all. Come on.
Right.
No, I mean it's look. I mean I'm here to like say do whatever I have to do. It's
Right.
My
No,
only
we get we're not yelling. We're just saying that we just want things to comply within our jurisdiction.
Yeah, I just,
Otherwise, they can write you a summons for.
No,
for,
I mean-
yeah.
I just wanna,
He's trying to legalize.
No, I
it.
get
no,
it.
I understand. I'm trying to get you there as painless and as fast as possible, and I think really,
And
you need time to do your work.
And I'm going to assume that unless there's a permit in your files for
That exists.
an existing dock as it's constructed now, which I doubt,
You have to
Yeah.
reconfigure it.
then we would need to reconfigure.
Correct. So that's why I'm saying, right now, we're just spinning our wheels here. You need a little time to do your work, and then get something together that's gonna make sense. Come back to the board where we can be productive, because right now, we don't have any
Right.
information. So,
So,
nothing we can
the one thing, I don't know if you're willing to do this, but would it be possible to get a letter from the board stating that we have an application and this is in order for him to get his,
The rental permit.
yeah, that's my biggest.
Yeah, but you don't have an application in yet. Once you have an application.
No, and the problem is going to be you get the rental permit and the people that are renting it think, oh, this is what I got, and it's you have illegal structures that need to be.
I mean, and if I can't rent the house out. The house itself. Even if I tell them like no document, don't access it, I can't even rent the house. Okay.
when's our next meeting? Our meeting is March
Third.
3rd,
March
right?
3rd.
So you just hired Susanna here, right? So why don't you see what you can cobble
Right.
together
we'll
for
foil
this
it
board,
today.
and put it on for the March 3rd, because
It might just be the fact that you got to rip. As it is, you have to get rid of the jet ski float until you apply for a permit for a jet ski float.
That's a separate application.
And I'm gonna guess that the 10-foot float's gotta go.
I'm going to
Yeah,
assume
unless
that
unless you find in a FOIL
Yeah.
request that it's pre-existing. So
I think, you know,
Yeah.
the aerials show that it hasn't been there
Right.
since the 80s. It was
Right.
built sometime since then, and I don't think you would have.
right, I think
Right,
there's
no.
no point in making all types of assumptions. I think what makes sense,
Foil it.
foil it, look at the blue book, go to your drawing board, as you've done for how many years you've been doing this, right?
Almost
Follow
30 years.
follow your protocols. That's what you need to do, and this
Okay.
way it'll be the easiest resolution that's going to make sense for everybody.
And probably
right?
the quickest resolution
Right.
as well.
Exactly, and that's what I'm trying to say. See if you can hit that next March 3rd meeting with something that the board actually can sink its teeth into.
Okay,
Would probably be the wisest.
all right.
Right?
Thank you.
All right, moving right along here. So we have, is LK McLean here? I see you over there. Come on up. Let's talk about a project that is on for Trustee Warner, Secretary Treasurer Warner, who is not here. But this is 29 Lighthouse Road in Hampton Bays. This is for the town of Southampton.
Yes.
So let's see what we can do.
Good morning, guys. I'm Brian Cusack from Alabama.
I just have the cover sheet. Looks like a lot of-
But I think it's, but he, Okay.
Alright, so this is going to be a drainage and stormwater quality improvement project. There's an existing drainage network along Lighthouse Road between the Ponquag Bridge and Foster Avenue. It's pretty deficient. There's a lot of ponding along Lighthouse Road, and we're going to be replacing the system, putting in a check valve, putting in a stormwater treatment system, and upsizing the system. Along Lighthouse, we're going to be regrading and reprofiling to get rid of the ponding along the existing leaching basins where they are. So we're going to be relocating the outfall too. It's in some diagonal, weird location under the existing house, so we're just going to put it down. Yeah, that's it right there. There's a house there now, so we're going to pop it down the driveway now instead of through this under this guy's house, who's currently reconstructing his house.
And the project's for the town of Southampton?
Yeah.
Not for this individual?
No. But we talked to him in the field, and obviously he likes this because who wants a pipe under their house? So we're going to put it down his driveway. The outfall is going to be in the same spot as it is, upsized from a 15 to 18-inch pipe. So none of that drainage going south towards the Ponquag Bridge positively exists. It's all leaching basins. We'll be putting in a positive system to now capture the water that we're going to be directing towards this positive system to treat it. And
So you're going to have a benefit to the environment with this project?
definitely. So we'll be treating it, and then there's going to be a check valve in this outfall now. And after speaking with this homeowner, he says there's ponding in this existing basin in his backyard. There's also ponding in the roadway where it connects to the catch basins. There's no evidence that this really works too well under current conditions. It seems like there's some discontinuity with the drainage. So
you're trying to correct that now
yeah,
with
just
this?
now adding more capture points and putting a watertight system in to convey the system, which seemingly doesn't happen under current conditions. So yeah, this goes all the way down towards the Ponquag Bridge. A lot of regrading, reprofiling for these isolated low points that are along this roadway near the Coast Guard station.
Okay.
And obviously the check valve's got to be readily accessible.
Yeah. So this is only an 18-inch. It's pretty commonly used size for these check valves, and we've been getting them for a lot of projects we've been doing. Shouldn't be a big lead time on that. Stormwater treatment system, the same thing. We are in talks with them all the time, the companies for those. So they'll help us with the design on that. We'll.
I really don't. I mean, I'd like Eddie here for the final on this, but that's just.
Well, it's a highway department, right?
Mhm.
It's a highway department.
Yeah, work with Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's already pretty well along in terms of all your other.
So permitting's out. It's under review. Currently, the only thing we've heard back was DEC. They just had one question, not really comments. We answered back, and that's
all they wanted.
That's for now, yeah. So
Because it's an improvement from a system that you say is clearly not working.
it's very deficient, yeah. And everything south towards the Ponquag Bridge is just leaching basins that aren't connected. So this is gonna now tie it all together, I think. So it'll
Right.
definitely get rid of a lot of ponding that currently exists.
Right. And you're treating the water.
Stormwater treatment system's gonna go in right on Lighthouse Road prior to this, where it jolts out through this guy's driveway to the bulkhead.
Just briefly, what does the stormwater treatment do?
So it's going to treat floatables and oil debris just from making its way straight out of the system. It's something that does require maintenance, and obviously a maintenance plan to clean those systems is something that's needed.
Mhm.
But otherwise, right now, all that stuff's going straight out the existing.
Right into the
15-inch.
waterway.
Yeah.
Whereas now there's going to be a system to capture that.
Yep.
And it's going to require maintenance. It's going to be on the highway department to be doing
Yep,
that.
that'll
right?
be
So
on
it's-
their hands. Yeah.
Where's the outflow pipe here?
So
Is
it's
it-
see that top right corner of this marina. So that,
Okay.
yeah, it's right where your mouse is. So there's an existing outfall there that it pierces right through the bulkhead there, and we didn't want to get rid of replace the bulkhead because it'd be very difficult. It's right at the corner. It'd be a lot of bulkheading to replace and expensive. So we're going to be patching up the existing outfall location, which we're going about a full pipe leg underneath, and going to be sealing it from the landward side. So good for environmentally permitting. That is going to be something that's what the DEC asked. They wanted to know if we're replacing bulkhead, which we're not.
Mhm.
We're just going to be in place, just right below the existing hole.
Yeah. So you know the water's got to get somewhere.
Mhm.
And the fact that you're treating the water, is helpful, especially if you have a system that's not properly functioning now.
Yeah.
You know.
There's always puddles there.
Yeah,
On sides of the road.
every time we go out,
I'm good with it.
Yeah,
I'm good with it.
it's town, so.
It's a town project, and
Awesome.
good.
We do need
And you got the state, you got everybody else looking at it.
Yeah.
And if they have further, modifications that they want to do, obviously you can come back to the board and then
Yeah,
we'll
we'll
modify to match what they're doing. You got a lot of people looking at this hard.
Okay.
And I'd have to commend the highway department for really trying to do the best they can at fixing a lot of the road runoff issues that we have in the town of Southampton.
Mhm.
Every single road seems to be a problem.
Yeah.
And it's forget about the water that comes the other way with the super high tides we have and the storm events, because that's the nature of the beast. But when you get these heavy rain events and the water's going the other way, you want to try and capture that and treat that as best you can with these types of systems or swales or what have you, so that what's getting back into the bay is at least
Something treated.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
Yeah. Better than
and
nothing.
you ride around the town in different areas, and you'll see there's a lot of places where water's just straight dumping right into the
Right.
waterway without any
Mhm.
attempt at correcting that.
Definitely.
So the fact that they're doing some things to try and help.
Yeah, it should be a good one.
You combine these types of projects with projects of people upgrading their septic systems, and having better practices on different things they're putting on their lawns and whatnot. Perhaps you could see some improvement in water quality as time goes on.
Yeah, definitely see more and more of these.
So I'm
it's
good with that. We'll just advance this,
We
and
need
then
stamp plans.
well, you guys should be
Yeah,
able to.
after we get all the permits prepared, we'll move this on to final, get them stamped.
So you don't have them final yet.
No, yeah.
So we'll put it on hold. You
Yep.
get the final. It'll go on for resolution, and
Yep.
that's all you need to do.
Cool.
So
If anything changes from permitting, we'll let you guys know.
let us know. And then we'll modify and then go from there. So just get James what you can, and then
Sounds good.
we'll get this through.
All right, perfect. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Go
Work
on.
on that. All right, who's up next here? Let's see. He's got Michael Proyos at 14 Ocean View. This one, I think. Are you guys coming up? Are you going out? Coming up?
No, they're coming up.
Coming up. All right. Edward is not here, obviously, but since you're all here, let's see. How are you today? Nice to see you.
Morning, Wayne. How you doing?
Morning, board members. Morning. Mr. Crowe. Okay, so we've got 49-foot long rock revetment, 10-foot returns each end, 2.5 to 3 ton armor stones, 36 to 50 inch capstone, 12 to 16 bed stone installed on top of 4 to 6 crushed native stone base, backfill behind clean sand, plant with salt tolerant native vegetation, 10 foot plus or minus landward from the rocks. Right?
Mouthful, yeah.
Yeah, it is a mouthful. How you doing, sir?
I knew you.
All right.
So I think part of the issue was that there is a covenant from the Environment Division that extends onto trustee land.
Doesn't. That's why I'm here.
It doesn't.
So,
No, so for the record, Wayne Bruin, O'Shea Marcinson Bruin. There's an email from Joe that also looked at this situation, and his first response was that the town conservation board, and we're the landowner, can encumber your property, which is true. So I took a look at the covenant, and there is a Schedule B attached, and it references that. And then there's some language later on that says extending 40 feet landward from the mean high water, which represents the edge of the tidal wetlands, as shown in Schedule B. However, if you look at the Schedule B, which is a survey of the property, and you might have a larger copy for the board, but what I highlighted there is a label that says proposed non-disturbance, non-fertilization buffer, and if you look at that clearly, you'll see it's a shaded area that extends from their property line, which is a lot on a filed subdivision map. There is a dimension shown, 40 feet, that goes out to mean high water, but you'll see none of that area is shaded. So two things. One, there's an ambiguity between the language of the covenant, and by the way, that ambiguity has to be found in favor of the landowner, but more importantly, the landowner could never have encumbered Shinnecock Beach Road, which is trustee's property.
Right.
So what I'm getting at is this covenant doesn't apply to your land, the Shinnecock Beach Road, only to that portion which is shaded, which is upland. And I believe the proposed rock revetment, and Kate can speak to that, is all on Shinnecock Beach Road, which is similar to other projects you've approved, all on the trustee road. And I believe one of your conditions would be the normal beach renourishment agreement.
Right.
And I think any work that is upland in this buffer would be restoration and planting, natural plantings, to be consistent with the buffer. And I'll leave council perhaps to see if you
No, I would concur.
You concur with this.
So as long as, because currently, the revetment is partially on Mr. Poyos's property, which I guess would fall under the covenant. So we just need to move everything, move the revetment fully onto trustee land.
You've got a covenant with the town. You don't have a covenant with us. If that's what you think needs to be done, or the con board tells you needs to be done, then you need to do it. But as far as you're dealing with this board, you're good.
Okay, so we still need to go.
No, you need to show all the rocks network totally on the Shinnecock Beach Road,
Correct.
which is the trustee property.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
And
Okay.
that's what I was saying is, to the extent these plans, it appears on the survey, that's where the rock revetment is, but maybe you need to blow up that section just so the trustees can confirm that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if you could show the Shinnecock Beach Road
Right,
on the plans,
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and make sure show that.
And show
Yeah,
what Wayne's talking about.
Right, because the bulkhead to the east extends out slightly, so we would just, part of it is currently on the road, but not fully. And we have to make some amendments because we received some comments from the DEC anyway.
So
Okay.
is that GIS line correct?
Well,
Well, as
Please?
correct as GIS can be.
Yeah,
No,
I mean, I have-
I'm just because I'm trying to.
I have the
rock-
survey here.
Yeah, most of the rocks are kind of on this right side of the tracks anyway, right?
Yeah, there are some rocks, that are existing, and those are on trustee land.
Shinnecock Beach Road is 50 feet from mean high water. That's what Shinnecock Beach Road
It was
is.
when they created it in 1888.
And you already have the sand nourishment.
Yes.
Is already.
Wayne has said he would take a look at it. He may have a couple of
Okay.
proposed
Provided-
changes. I have no issue. I'll wait and see them, and we can.
Sure. I've done this a couple times for clients, so I provided our client with previous agreements, just so he understands what the board is looking for.
Okay, so I think this is good progress, and I think what we need to do is put this on for March 3rd, because you need to make some adjustments
Yes, we received some comments from the DEC, so they would like it to just
to modify,
shrunk.
right? You can modify.
You'll get your
to-
ideas out to me, and we'll hammer out a
Right,
final
so
draft.
you guys will talk, you're gonna modify your
Yep.
application, so that we'll put this on hold
Perfect.
pending further review.
Great.
And then the sand renourishment is going to be drafted again.
Well, they're gonna
They're
talk.
gonna-
They're gonna
We've
talk.
already got a draft in council's hand. He has a couple of things he'd like to chip. We've done these before, so there won't be any issues, I don't think.
Get into the cookie cutter.
Both have done these before, so it's good to get their brains together, because maybe we'll get a better product out of it.
I've never had an issue working with Mr. Boyd.
Thank you.
All right, well, thank you.
All right.
Thank you very
Thank you very
much.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Now we have Chip Barron. right?
128 Redwood, Enterprise.
Quick one, guys.
Hello.
Looked it.
I've got hiccups.
You got hiccups?
Yeah, I made chili. I must have made it too strong for the Super Bowl. So if
You're getting soft in your old age.
or I'm just getting old. One or the other.
Hiccups.
How was the chili though? Was it worth it?
Totally. I cooked it on my wood stove all day. Now, the only thing, this project's approved by the trustees, and we're back and forth with the village. At the village, we get 12-page review documents, and it's a bunch of nonsense. But we're going straight down the bluff instead of to the side where the old walkway is. That's the only change. I have engineered plans. You can advance this. Nothing's gonna change between now and the village public hearing, so.
So you haven't had a thumbs up from them yet, but this is the newest proposal.
Actually, when we were the village consultant in 2015, we approved this project. So 10 years later, I'm the consultant. We're back in front of Nelson, Pope, and Voorhees, and we get a 12-page review document stating a bunch of nonsense, and we're going through it, and we will get approval for exactly that dock. It's now 10 feet off the property line, straight down the bank, which is a plus. We have engineer plans.
Okay. Hey, James, there was an O. Is this an old sticker? It says O 7,926. Is that clear?
There's still money though. No, I think it's
Just an old sticker.
but I'll look into it.
Yeah,
Make sure.
double check before we say okay. Finally.
I like those giant plans that you have because just like you
Pretty
know,
impressive.
you're saying maybe you're getting too old for chili.
You're getting too old for these?
Yeah, I like big plans. You know.
We ship small ones to Charlotte.
I'm fine. I'm fine with it. The change.
We have stamped engineer plans where we're ready to finish the trustees approval.
Okay, so we can advance that one.
Yeah.
All
Do
right?
you have anything else here?
No?
Yeah, you don't, so you're good. We'll be talking. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, take it easy.
Have a good day.
Next one is 149 Rose Hill, Twin Forks permits. Somebody representing this application?
Take it away.
Okay, no one's representing this application? Okay, so we'll put that on hold. Windrock. Windrock Inc., 271 Millstone, North Sea, Island-wide engineering and land surveying. That's you.
I am, but I don't think I filed it under Island Wide Engineering and Survey.
Well,
I did.
you didn't?
That's my company. I did this personally.
You did this personally? I don't know, where did we get that from?
I don't know. That's all right,
Joe?
Joe. You keep it that way. It don't matter.
Joseph Lombardo?
I have no idea.
Did you get the, was it on the cover sheet?
Hasn't
No.
come across my desk yet.
I doubt it.
I mean, you're wearing the jacket and everything.
I know. No, I own the company, but let's see.
I know a lot of times it's under your
It
name.
probably just came up because
Yeah, it
it's
might have.
associated with you. And
Yeah,
Autofill?
I've submitted applications under Island Wide as well. That's all right.
we can change that.
That's all right. It's all good. Hold on.
Is that your, and that's your company?
Yeah.
Is that your motto, always keep them guessing? Is it me? Is it me?
Yeah, whatever. We'll figure it out.
So, go ahead, yep.
All right, so this application is for the replacement of a dock that was lost over time. Storms, degradation of the materials, got completely destroyed. It was previously permitted back in 1992. So it's a previously permitted dock. We did,
And it's a fixed dock, right?
fixed dock, yeah, fixed dock with through flow decking on the entire surface. The DEC had reviewed it, had no major issues with it.
No major issues.
No,
There's some issues.
the survey wasn't up to date. They wanted additional photographs, simple things like a couple added dimensions and whatnot. So they typically don't have a problem with fixed docks anywhere. They do have a problem with floating docks if you don't have enough water, or,
Right.
all of that. So this is really replacement of a dock that was previously permitted. One of the things that I didn't identify on this plan, and it was outlined in a permit from your office, this was in 2022, they got permits for all of the existing structures that were on the property. And they did include, they wanted a 20-foot non-turf buffer along the wetland line. So there are covenants on the property that indicate that. I just didn't represent that on the proposed plans.
Okay.
So
That would be helpful, though.
yeah, there's covenants already on the property.
You can update that just for the files. Yeah.
Yep. So it's replacement of a previously permitted dock in the same location, same size.
James?
Appears so.
Well, it would be good to see that. Joseph Lombardo, I mean, would it be helpful to see that 20-foot on this plan?
On the survey, it would, for sure.
Yeah, update all that and that works for me.
James?
It's up to you guys. I mean, previously permitted.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's
Flow
good.
through-
I just
flow
think it's
through
helpful
decking.
when you put all the information down. It just
Yeah.
makes the project like that much better.
Yeah, and just for the record as well.
And surveys are used for other reasons at times, and it's
Yeah, because
good to have it complete.
well, it's good to, since they are used for different things at different times, consistency, I think, is helpful in that, especially on the enforcement side of it.
Especially with covenants.
Right.
Yeah, this whole property is, they're only really allowed 5-foot just clearing around the house.
Okay.
And that's really it.
Well, is it hard for you to put that on there so that we have a?
No, that's easy. Let's add a line. That's
I don't see a ladder on it. Maybe add a ladder.
a ladder at the end.
Safety.
From our,
Okay.
Simple.
Yeah, I normally put that, but I did
Yeah.
not.
Simple safety ladder. So I think you good.
We just need stamp plans for it.
So when you get the stamp plans, properly show the buffering on there. Put a safety ladder on there.
Okay.
Joseph.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Jojo.
Works for me.
Okay. I'm
Works
good
for
there.
you, it works for
All
me.
right. So you want to hold it or advance it? Depending on
I want to hold putting stamp plans.
how long will it take you to get this?
A couple days.
A couple days.
We don't need to hold it.
Yeah, we could advance it
Yes.
pending receipt of
Yeah.
this.
We still need stamp plans, so it's going to be on the next work session
Yeah,
under
okay.
stamp plans. So
We'll
you'll
advance
review
it.
that for the ladder and we'll be fine.
Okay. Good.
Thank you.
All right. That's all you got for today.
That's it.
370 Fowler.
370 Fowler. That is First Coastal. See, Mr. Billy Mack is here. He was bright and early today.
We have two back to back, so which one do you want first?
Hello, hello.
Hello.
He has two back to back with us.
You've got the whole rest of the.
Billy Mack, First
Yeah.
Coastal. How's it going, everybody?
On the table. Hey, Billy. Thanks.
Good.
I had no issues. I just want one clarification that the property owner owns both sides of the street. Is that correct?
There's a right of way that services all of the properties on that street, so he's part of that ownership.
Okay.
Yeah. It's 375, right? So this is a dock that is a stick dock, minimal, proposed into Channel Pond. And this is
Your stomping grounds.
Wondering why, but anyway, go ahead.
yeah, right.
This-
Well,
I heard that.
Yeah. There's a bunch of oddly neighboring docks in the area, and this is consistent with all of them. It's access for kayaking, paddleboarding, very very limited use.
Limited use.
And a kayak rack as well, correct?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, and that's proposed. Just.
And you've done similar ones on this roadway
We
as
have.
far as covenants and being able to use, because the owner, isn't it get a little, I mean, that's a private road, and a private road, basically, that
they own.
they own, right?
Yeah.
Maybe Joe can speak to it if he's going across two parcel lines.
So it's fed by a bunch of these right-of-ways that
Yeah.
lead down to the last house.
There's this one.
Yeah, you can see.
So they aren't, they don't cross to the water, they're basically crossing laterally? Is that what you're saying?
It's going,
It's going from this private road here, but it's crossing these two right of ways, which are the right of ways for this road, I would assume.
Yeah, they only utilized one. It's probably like pre-existing right-of-ways, but they only use one road.
exactly. It's a
So
common-
you're going across multiple pieces of property for, on paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, as long as they've got the right of way, they have an absolute right to do it.
No, but the other piece of property that has the right-of-way,
Are they the one, you're talking about them being burdened by the right of way or being the beneficiary of it?
No, the property farther down actually has. See,
Right.
that's a different piece of property.
Yeah.
Technically, his right-of-way
It's
is in the
technically
marsh.
his right of way is in the marsh. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I
Is
know
it-
it does get a
So
little.
the catwalk will be like right around here and it'll go across these two.
Yeah. So that's gonna
Which is
happen.
consistent with the property you highlighted there, which is immediately to the east. That also has a right.
So in other words, by placing the catwalk, you'd be basically blocking the usage of the right of way for the other
Yeah.
beneficiary.
Was there something crafted into the other
Well,
dock?
All right,
The
you,
right-of-way is
Yeah,
secured through
but-
the existing common drive.
okay, but the point I'm trying to make is that you have beneficiaries who are going to be burdened and basically blocked from using the right that they have. Whether they use it or not, the
Right.
right exists.
We physically can.
Do
How
we need
was the-
some form of affidavits from these people?
You need some sort of a consent from them,
Okay.
I would think.
Right. That way we don't,
Can we just look at what the prior one was drafted? Are we able to
Sure. Yeah, that
'Cause
one
that
I
might-
know, we built that about 10 years ago, and then the one adjacent to it, probably 8 years ago.
Do we have?
So I mean,
Do you know, are you aware of any agreements or any consents that were given?
I'd have to double check.
Please, yeah.
I think that would maybe save us all a headache.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll
Speed
save
it
your
up.
client a headache, because
Yeah.
then if somebody's
May
claimed
come
that
up in the
he's
future.
impeded their right,
Exactly. Yeah. All right. Good
So
point.
let's hold this until the third.
All right. Yeah, because it should be easy enough too.
Yeah.
Right?
Remedy that.
Right.
Sure.
So let's hold that one.
And then Tower Point.
Tower Point 279. This is a. Series of 3 little bungalows. We're proposing 1 dock. And we're proposing the dock. It's compliant with Blue Book. Gets us out to 3.5 feet of water mid-dock. So it gives us just shy of 2 feet on the inside and certainly deeper on the outside of the floating dock. The overall length off of the bulkhead is 38.5 feet. So it is pretty minimal. This is part of Davis Creek that has a nice depth. So I don't think there's going to be any issue with the depth there at all. And we are proposing the dock farthest to the east to not interfere with navigation towards the bridge side of the creek.
Can you blow up the area a little more there? Well, just that
Oh,
yeah, that picture so we could see the, no, like zoom in so we
Zoom
can
in
see,
more?
yeah, so we can see the numbers.
Scott.
so it's between 2.1.
Yeah, so you got that set, and you got 12.6, so you got that set.
Yeah.
Right? So you're good there and you're good there. Look Blue Book compliant, James.
Yeah, I mean, you could, would it be possible to put chocks, because it is at 1.9 in the corner?
Could certainly put chocks.
Yeah, just in case.
I mean, they can't hitch it over.
I mean, you're so
Hitch
close.
it over like
You could hitch it
another-
over and it'd be fine,
Yeah,
too.
hitch it over another 10 feet.
We could do that.
That would be better, because then you wouldn't need
Yeah,
shocks.
then we'll
Why don't you
need
do
to
that? Yeah.
Hitch it over 10
Yeah.
feet. Right.
That'd be better.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah.
we'll want to be
Clean it
sensitive
up.
of the,
There's
proximity
plenty
to
of
the
room
bridge,
between
but
there and the
maybe there's
bridge.
plenty
Yeah, that's not an issue.
That's close enough where you would really check a lot of boxes that way, and
Put it,
Easy
slam it right on that 3.3.
Yeah, you'd make a better project.
Okay, that's an easy.
That's an easy one. All right, so just move it over.
Now, are
Just-
you gonna be removing it in the wintertime, or?
Seasonal, yeah, that would be a seasonal.
There's ice here,
Yeah,
at least this year anyway.
and it gets a nice current there, so
Yeah.
it's best to take.
So let him revise those plans, move it, slide it by 10, and then he doesn't need the chocks, and then he's good.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, just peg it right on the 3.3, right in the middle of the floater.
You got that?
Yep.
Notes, good?
I don't have a pen, but
You want to borrow? Give him a pen. That's why I'm looking at you. I'm like,
thank you.
yeah, I'm like, take notes. This way you know what to do. You don't have to go watch the whole video all over again.
You're right, exactly.
What did I say I was doing?
I promised something. I don't know.
We're gonna hold it and
Yeah, because this way give us
Yes.
some chance, because you can go back to your drawing board.
Great,
All right?
thank you.
Um,
And we got something else.
You got the last two.
You got Trustee
Last, yeah.
Parsons stuff. You got Linda Rubin at 490 Dune Road in the Village of West Hampton Beach.
Yes. This is a kind of a living shoreline. We are proposing, they've had some chronic erosion along this shoreline. They, property owners lost, I believe about 12 feet in the last 10 years. There is a nice set of marsh that is north of where we're proposing the protection, the rock protection.
And the adjacent property has rock already?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, adjacent property has a permitted revetment that's been around for quite some time. This property didn't do anything about that at the time, and now they are trying to secure and protect their property. Where we are proposing it is just above, like I said, just above the marsh, and this is a
So right on the mean high water mark?
Yeah. pretty benign location, and it's really just meant to provide protection during severe storms.
Where you at with the other authorities?
Submitted.
Submitted, but
Yeah.
not there yet.
Nothing negative back yet.
So we're not really ready to rock and roll on this project
No.
yet, but
If you want to take a look, happy to meet.
Yeah, I
Do
was
that
down there on Friday.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The dock's all beat up.
Yeah, it's not
it's-
so beautiful.
Yeah.
And the ice is, that's the whole section, gets those chunks of icebergs.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But the revetment to the west is certainly intact, and you can
Right.
see that where the land loss is happening.
Right.
So, and oddly enough, the farther you march east on that shoreline, the more accretion there is on that because of the old marsh bank that's
Okay.
out there.
Yeah.
So the erosion is kind of focused right on that property and a little bit on the next eastern property.
Mhm.
And then it's fine because it's all accreting. As a matter of fact, somebody had a dock there that
Yeah.
you could walk all around because there's
so much
Yeah.
sand built up.
sand is accreting like crazy on that shoreline. But it's coming from this guy's property, so that's the
Gotcha.
problem. And
So I think we should march our way through this as you're getting commentary back from
Sure.
the other.
okay,
Because then if there's adjustments that have to be made, we're not,
yeah, not
Creating-
doing it again.
yeah,
That's
it's.
fine.
I think we'll
Okay.
just,
And if anybody wants to meet down there,
that would be
happy to
good, and I think what you should do is stay in touch with us, right?
Yep.
through-
I'll stay in touch with Matt.
That way, when there are adjustments, we can put it on an agenda and we can
Cool.
maneuver our way through these projects because they,
All right, putting on hold, but no particular objection right now.
I mean, people are trying to resolve these erosion issues. I think it's just a matter of
Yeah.
getting it right, so that it's,
Getting it right, and we also need a little more data as the trustees as we're starting to make these decisions, because we are, once you fixed one, then it's the next unexposed property, and then it's the next unexposed property. So as the trustee board, we're gonna, obviously, as we make these decisions on these property, gonna need more expertise
Yeah.
well, plus
provided for us.
you want to see successful projects.
Yeah.
Right? And with all the other regulatory authorities.
Successful projects, but without without, harming the
Impacts.
adjacent property.
Well, to that point, the adjacent property has just hired us to file for something identical. So,
And I want to be clear, I'm for riprap. I agree with the riprap. I think it's got beneficial properties if it's done right.
Yeah.
But it does have, anytime you harden a structure anywhere on the seashore,
Yeah.
it has
Some
has
impacts.
impact on the adjacent piece of property that the trustee board needs a very good understanding of.
I think we'll put it on hold, especially since you have been hired by the next and treat this holistically as we've done in other areas, right? And that way it just streamlines the process, especially with the other regulatory authorities. They're easing their way through it as well. And just makes more sense.
okay, makes sense.
So that's hold.
And then 614. Dune Road.
Solomon Adams, 614.
This is,
This is the first dock over that living shoreline.
yeah, and I think we've taken a couple stabs at this. Is that right?
Yeah. I believe I met you down there back in
Yeah.
summer or fall.
Yeah, we property owners still eager to get access over the protective rock structure.
Mm-hmm.
And we're proposing something that we think fits your guidelines.
The big sticking point is we don't have the 2.5 feet of water within 100 feet of shore. As far as
Yeah.
I know.
So
And
that
we
doesn't
were-
work.
Right, so we were trying to come up with a truncated dock that would terminate north of the northernmost of the rock lines.
Mhm.
And we were throwing around ideas. I guess this is your most recent proposal, so let's take a
Yeah,
look
we
at it.
originally proposed out to, almost the line where that adjacent dock to the east was. So we scaled it back. This gives us, it's not scaled here, but it's about 20 feet off of the rocks just to get safely out there.
So, what? So you got we got those openings.
Yeah.
Like just can't go around the opening and just go.
Well, he's got a really tight access on his right-hand side through one of those openings. It would not meet.
I mean, for whatever
For us
he
to
wants-
build anything.
Well, I'm just saying, for whatever it is that you want to do to get there, access-wise, you can't just cut right through the cut and go take your kayak out there or whatever you want to do.
Well, this is more for a small outboard
Oh.
to gain access. So beach is pretty limited.
That's a real small outboard,
Yeah, whaler.
real small one.
A skip or something. But they don't have any plans for anything significant here.
Yeah, because it's like
Yet.
Right. But they do want to get access to.
Does that really say 0.5 feet?
But that's like,
0.5 feet.
I mean, you're
Yeah, that's dead low.
I mean, a foot paddle kayak needs like a foot and a half, right? So
What are we getting?
it's just, I mean,
You
you're
wouldn't
a
wanna
boating guy.
walk in the water.
I don't know what.
On a boat.
It's like sometimes less is more. You know what I mean? And this is like,
I mean, it's an elderly couple that own it right now. They are. They used to have. Actually, they do. They have a mooring out there. They're looking to try to get access to the boat that they moor out there, which is a very small outboard. Tie up, get their stuff on, and go out.
Without walking on the sand.
can I take a look at this a little
It's
harder?
kind of limited with the rocks, so it's.
I got to take a harder look at this.
Again, I'm happy to meet anybody down there and kind of walk through.
Can we
some
do that?
areas.
Yeah, I'm not ready to. I got to look at this
I
because
can't sign
I got to. Well, I'll meet you down.
Okay.
We'll take a look.
Alright.
All right.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Let's hold that one.
Yeah, because
I gotta
it's
do
a
a little.
different
I gotta
situation. I
examine.
get it.
Yeah, it's a tough one. It just doesn't. It's common sense. And where are you with the other authorities? Still nowhere.
I don't know. I know we
Right.
submitted, but I don't think we have.
Right. So
responses yet.
let's definitely hold this one because we're really not ready to.
Okay.
All right. So you got your notes. You got your pen. So
I got
you
my
know
pen.
what
I'm
else?
going to give my pen back.
All right. So that concludes this portion of the meeting. I see some folks here. Are you here for something?
Yeah, there's supposed to be a 10 o'clock meeting here in this room.
For what board?
Public.
No, this is a totally different board. This is a totally different meeting. I don't know, no idea. This is the board. Okay, yeah, this is the Southampton Town Board of Trustees, so I don't know what.
I'll check with HR and see where you guys need to go. You can follow me.
Oh, I need Aram to get a hold of me.
Okay.
The Marine Patrol needs more definite correspondence in order to provide safety for the dredge project. It seems like it just keeps getting kicked down the road, and the barge isn't even out there yet. The dredge isn't even out there yet. Yeah, but we need we need to make a public safety announcement to WLNJ saying these beaches will be closed for this period of time, so people aren't walking dogs when they're running bulldozers.
I'll make sure.
So I need better correspondence between Marine Patrol and the project.
Understood. I'll relay that right away.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
Small thing to a giant.
Exactly.
Right.
All right, gentlemen.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Move right on.
Billy.
Okay, so you've got determination of stamp plan review. It's actually a First Coastal one. Diane Naistat, how do you say that? 4529 Noyak, you got that?
Yep.
Advance it.
You good?
Yeah.
Both good?
Go with you.
Okay. And then you got a couple for Joe McLaughlin.
Cove
Hoffman,
Road.
16 Cove. Good.
I go on.
Advance.
We got it, but I don't see it on.
You got it in the office, James? It just
Yeah.
didn't transfer over
You
to
should have it in.
You have
in
it?
your folder.
You have it in your folder?
I don't have it. I won't folder.
That's not
No, I don't have it. I won't folder.
You don't have that glove folder?
No, it's stamp plans.
Oh.
it. All right, we definitely got it.
We have the stamp plans. You looked at them, they confirmed? All right, so then let that go. Advance that. So. All right, I know we have an exec session and we're almost right where we're supposed to be. Does anybody have anything else that they need to go over? I've got some things to discuss. I mean, the maintenance department did the best that they possibly could. My hat's off to them with the storm that we had. I did get a phone call after 1 o'clock in the morning, Sunday morning, from Tim Wilson, our maintenance supervisor. He snapped an axle out on the roadway in the wee hours of trying to, provide public safety for the folks, and we had to get our truck emergency flatbedded back to home. So we'll be dealing with that, and we're doing the best we can, working with the highway to provide as much public safety as we possibly can. I've got some other ideas to try and alleviate some of the issues that we're having, which we'll be discussing as time rolls on here. And I think there'll be another discussion about perhaps another needed vehicle based on the fact that we need reliable trucks. And we've got one on order waiting for that. And now it looks like we're going to end up having to move in the direction of getting this one replaced. So thank you to all the crews that were out there plowing snow from the highway department and from our maintenance department as well, and trying to keep people safe out there on the roadways. And we'll do whatever it is that we can to.
I was impressed. I hit the road yesterday morning at 6 to play hockey, and every road was clean, completely clean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was shocked. I thought we were going to get snowed out for sure.
Yeah, and they did
Did
get
a
it,
good
you
job.
know, with salt and whatnot. Looks like everyone tried to do the best that they could. You get that black ice, it gets dangerous. People sliding all over. We had somebody slide off of Lewis Road in East Quad, crashing to a house last week. And, you know, it's just, you know, it's difficult, but, you know, my hat's off to
You
the
had the
crews that
benefit
are,
also of advanced warning. They were able to plan and
yeah,
they were able to get everything set in place, and that was just a matter of when are they going to deploy it.
right.
They did a great job.
I mean, we need some equipment, and we need also some help because, you know, we're not a highway department. We're just doing the best that we can with what we have, and we'll just continue to do that. That's about it. We'll drill down. I don't want to go too long because we do have exec session, and there are people that are waiting on us. So that being said, I'd like to adjourn this meeting, go into exec session for the purposes of discussing litigation and personnel issues.
I'll second that.
Seconded by Trustee McLaughlin. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.